When you open up iMovie for the first time, it will look something like this, but probably won't have any pictures or video in it. On your left-hand side, you have libraries. On your bottom left, you have the content libraries, which we're going to get to today. At the bottom, you have a timeline here where you'll put your film clips. In the middle, on the left-hand side, you have what's called events, and then we have this preview window here, over here, where we can watch a preview of our video. All right, let's jump right in. So what you're going to do first is do New Movie. And for our purposes, we're just going to pick No Theme, and we're going to do Create. You're going to label your movie. So now I'm going to bring my movie clips into my timeline on my beginning, middle, and end movie. I have a folder over here of my clips. So I'm just selecting the clips I want to bring over and dragging and dropping them on this timeline down below. And that imports them into iMovie. And from there, I'm going to work on editing and arranging them. If your clips aren't in the order that you want them to be, you can simply click on a clip and drag and drop it where you would rather it be. If your media clips at the bottom here are looking really tiny or really big and long and you can't see them all you have to do to zoom in and out, same as any other Mac shortcut, is do Command plus to get closer, Command minus to get further away, or you can use your peace sign fingers on your trackpad to spread them apart to zoom in, or bring your fingers back closer together to zoom out. If you'd like to cut your clip, what you can do is pick the part of the clip that you'd want to cut from. So for me, it would be about there. And wherever this line is would be the cut line. All I'm going to do is hit Command B, and that separates those two clips. Now, if you want to keep that clip and move it somewhere else, you're welcome to do that. In my case, I'm just going to delete that clip to shorten it, so that way this part of the scene is a little bit tighter. Another thing you can do if you want to make your clip shorter is you click on the clip you want to shorten and then go to the side you want to shorten from. So if I want to make it just slightly shorter of a clip, I can use the arrows here to just drag it in, and you can see here how it currently says 3.4s, 3.4 seconds, and the further I bring it in, it's shortening the time, 3.3 seconds. So that's another way that you can shorten your clip length. If you'd like to play around with your clips, color and speed, that's what you can do up here with these tools. So when you click on your clip, you can make it brighter, you can make it darker, you can change it to black and white, you can make it very saturated, make it cooler or warmer. Another thing you might want to do is change the speed. So to change the speed of a clip, you click on the clip you want to change, click on this little timer guy up here. I'm going to change the speed from normal to slow. And you can reduce it by 10%, 25%, 50%, or any percent you want if you do custom. But I'm just going to do 50%, and we're going to see what that looks like in slow-mo. That helps a little bit to be able to see that highlighter flying across. You can also go here and speed it up. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, wow. That's really short. I think I like it in slow-mo better. It's always best when you're shooting your movie to try and get the frame to look exactly how you want it to look while you're shooting it. But if afterwards you realize, oh shoot, I should have actually cropped that a little bit, there's still some of that you can do in iMovie. So in this case, I'd like to crop out my hand that's flicking the highlighter and to see what that looks like. So to do that, I'm going to go to this crop tool here, and I'm going to do crop to fill, and it gives you this bounding box here around the edges, and I'm going to crop it in to take my finger out, okay, and I'm going to hit enter. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so it took out my hand, and it just shows the highlighter going across the screen, which is what I want, so I'm going to keep it. Lastly today, what I want to show you is how to make transitions between your frames and how to make title and end slides. And there's a whole bunch of different transitions that iMovie has preset up here. I'm going to do the fade to black transition, and I'm going to put that in between two different slides. As you can see here, when I click on it, it says 1.0 seconds, so it's going to be a transition where it fades to black for 1 second in between my two clips. Let's see how that looks. I like it. So I'm going to keep adding that fade to black transition in between each one of my clips. Double click on the transition slide, and I can change it to 3 seconds if I want it to be. I can also change it to be quicker by doing 0.5 seconds, a half a second, or 0.25, a quarter of a second if you want it to be very quick. And then you can choose whether you want to apply it to just that transition or apply it to all the transitions that you put in. Lastly, what I'd like to show you how to do is to make a title slide. We're going to do that in two different ways. One is very simple. You can go to the titles slide down here in the content library, and you can drag and drop its own title slide into the front of your movie. And then it's very simple. You can just click on the text in your preview box here. And name your movie. And then it would be on its own independent title slide. Or maybe you want your title slide to be a clip or a photograph. So if this one's going to be my title slide, all I would do is add a title on top of my timeline here by placing it on top of the media clip. I can reduce the length of this clip by drag and drop. Probably want to add in a transition here. Let's look at that. Okay, and then I have my title slide. So when you're complete with your movie and you've added a title slide, you've added transitions, you've adjusted speed, color, etc., what you're going to do is share it. To do that, go to File, Share, File. Once again, we're going to export this as a file. You can rename it here if you like. You're going to change the quality if it's coming out really big or really small. In this case, I'm just going to make it a really small movie. Do Next. You're going to pick where your movie is going to go. For now, I'm just going to put desktop. And you're going to save your movie. And iMovie will let you know when it's complete. So there you go. That's your introduction to iMovie. Let's get making our very first movie.